The blizzard of March 1947 was a combination nor'easter and lake effect storm that impacted the eastern Lake Ontario region. Harsh winter conditions in February of 1947 exacerbated the effects of the storm. The event has often been remembered as a 2 week storm by those who lived through it, though in actuality the period featured several cyclonic and lake effect storms in succession from February 21 through March 5, 1947. Heavy snows, deep drifting, and blizzard conditions impacted the eastern Lake Ontario region from February 8 through 11, 1947. On February 20th, the roads in North Redfield were finally made passable. Between February 20 and 22nd, a nor'easter that claimed scores of lives dumped heavy snow from North Carolina to New Brunswick. While the heavy snows from the cyclone remained well south and east of the Lake Ontario snowbelt, gusty winds created more of the drifting that bedeviled the area in February of 1947. Heavy lake effect snow focused on sections of Jefferson, northern Oswego, and Lewis counties from February 21st through the 24th. Newspapers reported snow depths in the town of Adams to be 5 feet deep on February 23rd. On the evening of February 26th, lake snows renewed over southern Oswego and Oneida counties, extending all the way inland to southern Hamilton County. This storm resulted in 2 feet or so of new snow in under 24 hours in the persistent bands. March 1st offered a reprieve from the harsh weather. The pleasant day tricked folks into thinking the worst of winter was behind them. At the Bennett's Bridge Power Station near Altmar, New York, the snow lay 72 inches on the level that morning. On the afternoon of March 2nd, an area of low pressure was located over the west end of Lake Erie, while another moved north off the mid-Atlantic coast. Heavy wet snow fell all day east of Lake Ontario. On March 3rd, the two storm centers merged. The barometer at Oswego dropped to 28.90 inches as a powerful nor'easter centered near Rhode Island that afternoon. Snow depth at Bennett's Bridge was 88 inches on the level that morning, with the storm just getting underway at the time. Westerly winds produced near blizzard to blizzard conditions. Sustained winds reached 40 miles an hour in western New York and around 30 miles per hour in central New York. The snow was lake enhanced to the lee of Lake Ontario. It's quite possible that an embedded lake effect band was present at the time. The most impressive snowfall totals extended from northern Oswego County inland to the western Tug Hill and a line from roughly Pulaski to Redfield to Osceola. Heavy snow from the cyclone extended from Pennsylvania to the St. Lawrence Valley and eastward over the Catskills, Adirondacks, Berkshires, Green, and White Mountains. Near blizzard to blizzard conditions persisted on March 4th. The 3.5 day storm finally ended on the morning or afternoon of the 5th, depending on location. In Oswego County, Richland Junction measured the heaviest snowfall of any official station, with 72 inches fallen during the event. Near Altmar, the Bennett's Bridge Station measured 65 inches of new snow. During the height of the storm, average snow depths likely approached or exceeded 100 inches in sections of northern and eastern Oswego County. Drifting in Redfield buried entire houses in some instances. In northern Jefferson County, the cooperative observer at Theresa noted that 32 inches of new snow brought the snow depth to 69 inches on the level. Drifts of 10 to 20 feet were common, and drifts reportedly reached as high as 40 feet in portions of Redfield. Road travel through the worst drifts in the towns of Oswego and Redfield was not possible until March 12th. Some rural schools were closed for the better part of 3 weeks from late February until mid-March.
So, tell me what you remember about the snowstorm in March of 1947.
Well, I was 16 years old, and we had seemed like it was about a 2 week storm, a snowstorm, and everything got clogged up. All the roads, the old roads, and uh, the town hired us young fellows for $1 an hour to shovel in front of the snowplow.
Where were you living back then?
We were on the farm, there on the Rosier St. Lawrence Road, uh, and they paid us $1 an hour, and we would. It was basically shoveling in the big drifts because the snowplow couldn't get through, and they'd keep backing up and hitting it. Uh, and then once they got through that drift, we'd usually get to go maybe 1,000 feet or so and uh, hit another drift, and we would jump off the back of the snowplow and start shoveling, and that went on. It went on for a couple of weeks. They would only let us work, I think, 8 hours, and then they'd drop us off at our house, and and in the meantime, over on Point Peninsula, uh, they were flying food over there in a little single engine airplane and dropping it because the people over there did not have enough groceries to get through.
They couldn't get the cars into Point Peninsula.
No, they couldn't get through, and so that I don't know how much they did of that, but I know they did some of it, and I think it ended up to get the state road open. The the state brought down, and that was kind of rare back in them days. They brought down a rotary plow, and they got a hole through the roads to get them opened up, and it was quite a storm. I remember, and my brother had a milk route, and of course he couldn't get to the farms to pick up the milk, and back in them days, it was nothing to be 20 below zero and hang there for a week, and you fought it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's that's about all I can really remember about the storm.
To learn much more about the blizzard of 1947 and hundreds of other storms that have impacted the eastern Lake Ontario region over the last 200 plus years, refer to my book, A History of Severe Weather to the Lee of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario in western, central, and north central New York, 1798 to 2022. The link is in the description.